Collinsville, Alabama, with a very special group of young ladies, and I am going to let these young ladies introduce themselves at this time, starting with Coach.
I'm Tanya Ford. I'm the head coach of the Lady Panthers Volleyball.
I'm Kayla Bain, and I'm a senior.
I'm Sophia Wills. I'm a junior.
I'm Riley Taylor. I'm a junior.
I'm Najee Rooks, and I'm a senior.
I'm Davy Barrientos, and I'm a senior.
I'm Andrea Wainwright, and I'm a senior.
Robin Potter, assistant coach.
I'm Tyler Tatum, and I'm a junior.
Destiny Jones, and I'm a senior.
Sydney Skelton, and I'm a senior.
I'm Gracie Griggs, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Polly Lemondales, and I'm a junior.
All right, Coach, I want to start right back with you. You got the call in early June that you were going to become head coach. What was that like? And talk about your experience from when the time you first got your hands on the team and to what we're looking at now.
I got notified by Crawford that I was going to take the place of head coach around the 1st of June, and pretty much knew then, all hands on deck, start learning more about the sport, get as much help as I can. I asked some people from the community for help. I've spoken with Coach Neil Thrash and asked him to come and help at practice when he can, and Crawford notified me of a new hire of Coach Potter, and she's played at Geraldine and some college ball, so we knew that was a huge asset to the team. We went to camp at Munsiana Camp in Guntersville. We had a lot of good things happen at that camp, and the last few days of practice we've had a lot of hype. The girls are excited, we're motivated. I feel like we're on the right track to start our season off successfully.
Now, Coach, before we get into asking these young ladies questions, can you talk about the superhero shirts that we have on today and what's behind that? Well, not just shirts. We actually have capes. So go ahead, Coach.
When our schedule was set for this week, we had some dress-up days just to kind of get the girls kind of, loosened up, have a little fun. Yesterday was Crazy Sock Day. We had a pretty good bit of participation in that, and then today was Superhero Day, and
love it.
Some of my senior heroes busted out with some capes on, and they showed out today. So
hey, they can wear whatever. They can wear tutus if they keep winning and performing, right?
Yeah,
that'll work. So now I'm going to ask each one of you ladies, and it's going to be the same question. It's a very simple question. What's it like since Coach has been here, and what does she expect from you individually?
She expects for us to take it as serious as she does, which I think we all hold each other that standard.
No doubt.
We've all kind of been a part of a downhill slide with our program, and I think we're all ready for it to start heading back up, and I think we're all willing to do what it takes to do that. And I don't think we could have a better group of people this year to start where we want to be for the future.
Love it.
I think she expects us to have high energy for the practices. I think she just really wants us to put our heart and soul into it and put everything we've got into it. And she's just waiting for us to have that one moment to put everything aside and we've got come into practice with a good mindset.
I agree.
I think she wants us to be really motivated to even help like the younger children, even help them with practices and everything, so they can be varsity soon enough and take all of our spots.
I think she expects highly of us. That's why she goes really hard on us, because she sees so much potential in us and the younger girls, and I think we're ready to have this.
She expects us to give it all that we got and to never give up until we practice and things.
I agree with that. She just wants us to try our best.
I think that she just wants us to be aggressive and play until the last second.
It's great having her as our coach because we've all grown up around her, and she's known us since we were really little, and has helped with a lot of sports, so she knows what we can do and what we can bring to the table, and she expects that of us, and she pushes us harder because she knows who we are.
I think Coach Ford really sees a lot in us, and she expects highly of us. She expects us to give 110% every day, and I really think that she sees our full potential and what we can be this season.
Well, I agree with everyone that's saying everything, but Coach Ford, she's been there for everyone ever since day one. Basically, we're just trying to have fun this season and just have a great season overall.
Coach, I'll ask you a question. And you're going to be the assistant coach here, correct? All right. So since you've been around this program, and have you seen the change in these young ladies, and What's that been like for you to also help coach and bring these young ladies together and get them to peak at the right time heading into the season?
This is actually my first year helping with them, but from the very first day when we had camp, just from today, I've already seen a huge improvement with these girls, and they're willing to give what it's going to take to get this program going.
No doubt. Now, right back over here, Coach. Summer workouts are vital to any sport, really, especially fall sports. But fall sports more specifically because you basically go right from your workouts into your season. Talk about the summer workouts and how grueling they've been on these ladies and how they've adapted to them.
We knew coming into this that last year COVID kind of messed things up for the summer. They just didn't get a lot of reps and workout time that they needed during last summer. So we knew coming into this that we were at an advantage finally, that we could get our hands on the girls and have a lot of time. And we've just put our schedule together and pushed them, and they've rose to every expectation I've had. I extended practice from 12:30 to 3:30, extra hour. Not had any complaints. They're having fun. They actually, when certain drills stop, they're like, "Oh, we want to keep going." And we got excited and pumped up today. And I think the summertime is when you learn to mesh together as a team. You learn to bond, and things are a little more relaxed, because you're just kind of getting to know each other, and you don't have school as a stress yet. And I think we've had a good time, and I've watched some of these older girls coaching the younger girls on the sidelines, and that not only are they learning when they're coaching, but they're also forming relationships with each other. And when you care about each other and you know that your teammates care about you, you play better. Because you want to, you want to make them happy. You want to rise to whatever expectation they have, and that's what they're doing. They're setting a good tone.
If you're a senior, raise your hand. All right, I want you seniors to answer this. Just the seniors. We'll go like we did earlier. Being a senior on this team, knowing this is your last season coming up, have you even thought about that yet? And if you have, what does it mean knowing that you're going to leave a legacy on this team? Some of the things that you're going to do to make this a special year.
It's sad. I have thought about it a lot. From the very first time we met this summer to now, it's just been on my mind a lot. I'm not ready for it to be over because we're finally starting what we've always wanted to have. And it's kind of our thing to start and their thing to finish. They're just going to carry it on until the younger group gets it. And I really hope that they get it where we finally want it to be, because we're finally starting to see where we want it to go. And we're getting the right people involved to do it. And it sucks, it's the last time that we're going to do it, but I'm really excited to see where they take it.
At least you got your whole season in front of you. Who's the next senior?
It is very sad. But I hope we do leave a very big impact, especially in the volleyball world, because it's very overlooked a lot. So I'm hoping that we can get the younger kids to want to come out and do it.
It's very sad, but I think we're just all trying to enjoy our last moments playing high school ball and volleyball, and hopefully the program gets better and better each year. And it's sad seeing all those grow up, but I love them.
I've thought about it every year on senior night, and I've never understood why the seniors cried, and now I understand. I'm going to miss it a lot, and I'm going to miss playing with all these girls.
Who's the next senior?
It is sad, but I'm just excited to play this year because work as hard as you can to get it.
No doubt.
It's bittersweet because this is our last year, so it is sad. But I feel like it's gonna be our best year so far. So I'm really excited about ending with a good year. But it is sad because I've grown up with almost everybody here, so but I'm excited to have a good season.
Any more seniors? Is that it? All right, you underclassmen, and we'll start back here on the front and work our way around. For underclassmen, knowing that these young ladies that you've been in battles with, grew up with, it is their last year, what are some of the things you're going to do to make this team special for them, being their last year and as good as you guys can, send them out in a winning way?
I know I'm going to give it my all. I know we all are. We're all going to give our all for these seniors because, like Kayla said, we're finally getting the program where we want it.
We're going to have coaches. We've got a team that's going to give their absolute all every time. And
I'm just gonna play every game. Like, oh my god. I'm just gonna miss playing with all these seniors. I grew up with most of them, and it's gonna be hard to see them leave. But we're just gonna play every game like it's our last, and just work hard.
Okay. I've never played a game without like any of these girls. They've always been there, so it's gonna be really hard whenever they leave. Should be a sad day.
No doubt.
Cry.
Y'all about to make me cry.
I grew up over the years looking after all these girls, not just the seniors. And it's gonna be hard seeing them go, but we just want to try our best to make this season as good as it can be. I know that they're gonna leave their legacy, and we're gonna carry it on.
That's awesome.
Well, this is my first year playing all the seniors, but like I'm gonna enjoy every single game and practices and class drives. And I'm just gonna hope they all enjoy this year. Have fun. Have fun.
No doubt. Coach, I want to ask you something. These girls are about to make me cry over here, so I know it's a very special group. I know it's probably about to make you guys emotional as well. Talk about the chemistry, though, honestly, from an inside standpoint of people who's not around these girls every day, but I know you guys are. So talk about the chemistry of this team and how these girls are so close-knit.
They're a really tight-knit group, and there's a select few that you can always count on to keep the spirit up, even when we was at camp and things were kind of maybe not quite going our way, but there's always a few of them that you can look at and they're always smiling and giggling. So I think this year's going to be great fun.
Now I want to ask you something else. How competitive does these girls get with each other at practice when they're going over the court?
They're very competitive. It's a little cutthroat. I mean, but
That's
I can't
good.
wait for it.
Iron sharpens iron. All right. Now, Coach, talking about that, how do you take that competitiveness and that sisterhood these young ladies have and mold that into what you need them to do and be the most successful as they can be this season?
What I want them to get out of that mostly is that desire not only for success for themselves. I told them, I want you to deny yourself and focus on the team. And I feel like with the chemistry that we have, I think this is one of the tightest groups I've coached all through the years. I've had different groups of coaching different sports because, like they've said, they've grown up together. And when you have that connection, you just know how to read each other and you know what they're going to do before it even happens. And the chemistry with them is very high. And what I expect out of that is to see them pick each other up when somebody's down and help each other. And we talked about constructive criticism versus just being a jerk. And I think I have a bunch of girls that are going to work on being constructive and doing whatever it takes to help the team. And that's not something we're really having to deal with is pushing them. They're pushing each other. And they're pumped up. So that makes our job a lot easier.
Speaking of making your job easier, Coach, who raises your blood pressure the most on the team?
Me.
Your own flesh and blood?
Yeah.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah.
Or is that, as Donald Trump calls, fake news?
She has a whole lot more potential than what I see her. Sometimes she's a little opposite than what I felt like I was as an athlete. I feel like she kind of stays contained and doesn't let it come out. She gets shy or nervous.
Your son does the same thing.
But I think a lot of that comes with maturity and confidence.
No doubt.
And being up on the varsity and being the starting setter, I feel like she's going to come out.
She's a state champion athlete as well, Coach.
She knows how to win.
She's over there going, this is easy. Hey, now, who's your class clown?
This one.
Look at her face.
Get around that.
She's acting shocked.
Now, Jay's the noisy class clown, and Sydney's the silent one.
Really? Really?
You never know what Sydney's going to do behind you.
Which one of these young ladies, when the chips are down, gets everybody fired up?
No doubt.
No doubt?
No doubt.
Who's the biggest trash talker?
Kayla.
What?
Kayla.
It's always the ones you wouldn't expect. Is she really?
Yes.
You talk trash?
He's lying.
Do you do it? Really? Like, do you do it to the other team?
No.
That's what I'm talking about. Who talks trash to the other team?
Nobody.
Silence. Y'all don't allow that, coach?
I mean, we might say something behind their back.
Ah,
They're not.
They say it under my breath.
They're pretty clean. They're a clean group.
I got you.
We know how to feel.
Who is which team do you guys play that when you see them on the schedule, you instantly flip a switch and you're like, we're beating them, like that's your rival? Who is it?
Geraldine.
Baby.
Plain
Sand
beer.
rock. This year's
Five.
This year's five. We've had some.
Yeah.
It's 5 this year, definitely.
5? They get you guys fired up?
Yes.
Will this year.
Very.
I like it.
You may be able to see the flames in our eyes.
I like it, man. What I like is the teams that makes you better, though. I mean, getting ready for teams like that, preparing for teams like that. So I'm going to ask each one of you girls one more question, and then I'm going to ask the 2 coaches questions, and then we'll shut it down. We're going to start right here. What's it been like playing here in Collinsville? It's a very special place. It's like no other place I've ever been to since we've been doing this, and we're in over 50 schools now. What's it like growing up playing here in Collinsville? For people who's never been here, what's it been like?
I've been here my whole life, so I don't know anything different. But we've had some of my best friends have moved in here, and all they've ever told me is just how different the community is. And it doesn't matter how good, how bad, at all. Even if you have a kid or not, if you look in the bleachers, you can find there's so many people that just come and watch just because they love the town and they love the school. And you don't have that everywhere. And I'm so thankful. We're all so blessed that we are from here, and the people that even aren't from here that ended up here. It's just we've all fit in and we clicked right from day one, and I wouldn't change a single thing about it.
And you talk trash to them, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Totally kidding. Totally kidding.
People really open their arms and they welcome you. I mean, it's just like one big family. Like Taylor said, it doesn't matter what sport it is, people come out, even if they don't have a kid. And it's so nice having a support system and knowing no matter what, people are wanting to come out and watch you, want to come out and see you just like, not because of how, not even if your team's amazing, just because of your attitude and how you play the game.
I love playing at Collinsville because of the community and, like they said, how everybody just comes out even if you're not that good. And how my mom played here also. She played in this exact same gym and like Gadsden gym.
This community, it's really nice. It's a really nice community, especially like when all the older people come up to you and they know your parents. You could have a really nice conversation with the older people, learn a little bit more about the town, you know.
You also can't get away with nothing.
Right.
Playing sports at Collinsville is really fun. I feel like you can count on everyone, and everyone is always there for you. You make a lot of friends and like family. That kind of count.
There's a lot of support with the community, and it's always entertaining to watch the adults argue with the refs.
She gets it.
I'm not from Collinsville, and I can say that like my first day here, they made me feel like part of the family. Like everybody's always been here for me, and I've never had a problem with anyone on this team. And like I can really confirm that the community is a big deal. Like there will be people who come to the games that are not even like don't have kids playing or anything, just come to support. Like when we went to the state championship for basketball, like there was so many red
Oh, yeah.
shirts there.
I remember I was there. It was crazy.
Wearing that red.
I love playing at Collinsville, and although we have a small town, just I love when everyone comes together and support each other.
Playing for Collinsville is great because it's like she said, it's a small town, so everybody pretty much knows everybody, and we're close to a lot of people. And we have a lot of support, whether it's in person or just on social media. During the school year and seasons, you can get on any social media, and it's just filled with
share the win, anything Collinsville. We have people give their own money to our program. Really, they do anything for us. Game time, you can count on anybody in the bleachers if you need them there. It's really great community. I'm very thankful for it. I feel like Collinsville's more of a family than it is a community, but the community makes a huge difference in everything. The community's always involved. I feel like every time we have a game here, the whole side's filled, and there's people sitting over here on the end of this side. There's so many people. Everybody can see. And I just feel like it's such a blessing to play with this team and in this community because of the support that everyone shows, and it just makes me proud to be a Collinsville.
Well, this town, it's small really, but everyone here is so proud of me. I mean, we have a great community. And the supporters are just something incredible.
It's second to none. Anywhere we've been, Collinsville's right up there at the top. I mean, if not the top. But you guys could go throw horseshoes and they'd be packed house. I mean, I'm serious. I'm not even joking like that. If Collinsville had a traveling horseshoe throwing team, the bleachers would be packed. Now we're going to dial this into this season, Coach. We'll start right over here. What are some of the things that you know these ladies have to work on and get down before the season starts to be successful?
A few of the fundamentals, like base position, being at the net, transitioning, and talking a little more. Just a few of the small things that got overlooked that we're going to really focus on, and it's going to make them a lot better.
No doubt. And Coach, from your perspective, being the head coach, what are some of the things that you guys do really well, and what are some of the things that you've seen that we've got to get fixed before we start?
I'll start with what we need to fix. Sometimes we get a little stage fright. We have a lot of athletic ability. That's one of the positive things we have. There's not a kid here that's not just got athletic ability. They could play just about any sport if they really wanted to. We're fast. We're really dependable at a lot of things, but we tend to, when we make a mistake, we kind of freeze up. It causes us to shrink, and the spots on the court get a lot bigger, and then it's harder to cover. So we've got to overcome those things. We got to make a mistake and push forward instead of letting one mistake build and build and build. And these girls are on the peak of a big, successful season. It's just going to be our team motto. One of the girls said it earlier, is one moment. We're waiting on that one moment that's going to push us to where we want to be. And it may be one moment for each girl. It may be one moment that's the whole team figures it out at once. But we're behind a wall, and we got to go through that battle to get through it. And once we do, that one moment is going to set us free. And I'm just waiting on them to realize that if we see the potential and we know it's there, they've got to figure it out. And each one is good at their position. And each one's kind of like what I said Riley is sometimes. Each one is a whole lot better than what they let themselves do. And there's a fear of failure. We've kind of got that mindset of we're beneath everybody. We're a smaller school. We kind of got the idea of we're not as good as everybody else. But we have just as much talent here and ability as most of other schools. We just got to get the training down. And then once we get that, the confidence will come.
Okay.
So that's what we're working on. One moment.
Now, in your own mind, do you think you're about on pace where you need to be at this point since you've taken over, or do you think you're a little bit behind the 8 ball, so to speak, or how would you gauge so far?
I thought we were behind the 8 ball, and then we came into practice yesterday, and I saw we're okay. You know, we still got a few weeks till they play their first match. We know the little things we got to work on. Our rotation's different than what they're used to, so that's kind of changed how they're used to playing. But we're trying to wipe away everything we've done and start fresh. And they're adjusting to it well. we've had to go through explaining why you do this, why this works this way, and once we understand why you do this, not just go to that spot and do that job. This is why that job is important. I think that's helped them overall.
No doubt. Coach, I appreciate you having us in. It's been fantastic. These girls are a lot of fun, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I mean, showing up in superhero outfits right off the bat, I would say. But good luck to you ladies. If you guys need anything from us, we're obviously here. And let's set it up where Josh can come out and get some really good pictures. We got new cameras at Average Joe's now, so we'll come out and get some really good pictures of you guys.
We appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
No doubt. You guys have a great day and good luck.
Thank you.